Since I became a candidate to represent the 3rd Wisconsin Congressional District, I've had the pleasure of traveling throughout 18 counties in this district and visiting with many people and many organizations. And I find that so many of them are not only our veterans organizations, but local community organizations, civic groups, local governments begin their meetings and gatherings by reciting our Pledge of Allegiance. And every time I hear the Pledge of Allegiance being recited, I can't help but think of a good friend of mine. A friend who was a prisoner of war in the Hanoi Hilton for nearly 6 years. He tells his story of the Pledge of Allegiance in a way that you could never forget it. It is a very powerful story. He tells about how every day he and his fellow prisoners secretly and silently recited the Pledge of Allegiance together at a certain time. It was the one way each day they could all feel unified and together and gain resolve and strength and renewed faith in their country, a faith they never lost despite all of the efforts of their captors to destroy that faith. One of the prisoners actually made a small American flag with little strands of thread he was able to put together. One day the guards found that flag in that prisoner's cell, and he was taken away and badly beaten. But when he was returned to the cell, as he tried to recover from that beating, he immediately began to look for new strands of thread to make another American flag. It's this kind of courage and conviction that is shown not only by Don and his comrades, but by so many other Americans who have served our country. Millions and millions of men and women who have served the United States of America, and the many thousands who have fought and died for the cause of freedom and to preserve our way of life. But I think that today, the voices of all of those people who have served are calling out to us. They're asking us to answer the call to duty that we must answer to save our country from a new threat, to save our country from the path of destruction that it's put itself on through irresponsible spending and borrowing in Washington, D.C. I think those voices are crying out to us to stop that and get America back on track. And so I ask everyone today to join me, not just my call to duty, but everyone's call to duty to carry out this new mission, a mission we must accomplish. And to do that, we don't need to be in uniform. We need to bear the arms of principle and conviction and courage to go forward with a new kind of victory, to elect people and insist that we have people in Washington who correct this destructive path that we're on. So I ask you to help me do that. And as we march forward to do that, I am reminded of the words Abraham Lincoln used when he concluded his famous Gettysburg Address. He asked that we here highly resolve that those who died shall not have died in vain, and that there shall be a new birth of freedom in America, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. God bless America.